Hello everyone, I am Chandrika and you're watching Rostrum Legal. In today's episode of Toppers Talk, we have with us Utkarsh Aryan. Utkarsh has scored an AIR 68 in CLAT PG 2025 exam. Utkarsh is part of Rostrum Legal's Capsule Course 2025. Let's hear from him. Hi Utkarsh, how are you feeling? You have scored AIR 68, like getting a rank like in like top 100. It's such a big achievement. How are you feeling right now?
What can I say? I'm feeling elated. Actually, quite nice to achieve such a good rank, and I'm excited about future prospects.
So you are still feeling overwhelmed with the results?
Yeah, kind of. You can say that.
Okay. Can you please introduce yourself so that our viewers will get to know you better, your background, your like something about your college life, whatever you wish to share?
I'm Utkarsh Aryan, and I'm from Sitamarhi, Bihar. Currently, I'm pursuing BA LLB from Chanakya National University, Patna, and I started preparing for CLAT PG in the past few months. And, I think Rosarm Legal helped a lot. I think two things in particular I would like to highlight. First is the neat compilation of materials, and secondly, mocks. Mocks are awesome. I actually, through my friends, I gave mocks of few other coaching centers as well, but they were not as close to the paper that we actually gave. So I think in these two regards, Rosarm Legal really helped to achieve the rank I did achieve.
So, Utkarsh, tell me what motivated you to appear in the CLAD PG exam?
Ma'am, the primary motivation was that if I complete my post graduation, this opens up another career path that is of teaching in a law school. So that was the primary motivation for giving this to pursue masters in law.
How did you start your preparation, Utkarsh? What was the first step you took? Like you were like when you were mentally ready. Like yes, I want to pursue this. I want to prepare for this exam. I want to do LLM. So like in this entire journey, what was your first thought, which like came into your mind, and the day when you realized that yes, this is something which I want to achieve. This is something which I want to do. So like, what was your first step then? What did you do after that?
Well, this might sound quite cliche, but I started with the previous year papers, and I think that is the foundation of every competitive
Of
exam.
course,
You
of
have to
course.
analyze the previous year paper and to build your preparation, like what exactly you need to study and what exactly you need to be better at. So I did that. I started with previous year papers, and I sort of got an idea what kind of questions and where which subjects are in focus and things like that. That was the beginning of the preparation period.
How much time did you dedicate to your preparation? Like did you divide your like time as per your timetable, or did you do something like per subject wise that yes, this is how I'm going to prepare things ahead? So what was your like, how did your day look like how did you
Ma'am,
manage your time here in your preparation?
I had holiday from vacation from my college only in the month of November, and the previous months my session was running in college and I was attending classes, so I could only dedicate like 3 to 4 hours to preparation, and I started with jurisprudence and then I moved to constitution, and like first I So I've got the idea of statute. Like obviously jurisprudence doesn't have statute. It has like jurists and their theories and so on. So first of all, I started from there, jurisprudence, and then I moved to constitution and then to more subjects that were there in the subject. So I could only dedicate like 3 to 4 hours. And I think if like in CLAT PG, they are asking not only the recent case laws or the landmark case laws, but also what you have studied till the 5 years you have been, or 3 years you have been in a law school, right? So that knowledge also helps. So yeah, what I felt that you don't need to dedicate 10 or 12 hours a day to prepare for it. You don't need it. You just need to refresh all the concepts that you have already learned in your law school journey and then build upon that, like revise the concepts, and then obviously there are case law that you need to study. But even in those case laws, like for example, constitution, a lot of case laws that I was studying was already taught by our professor, Dr. Anirudh Prasad. He was our professor when we like he retired a few years ago. But when we were studying constitutional law in Chanakya National Law University, he was teaching us, and many of the case laws that he taught us were actually the landmark case laws, obviously, and many of the case laws that he taught, their concepts did come in the exam as well. So the law school journey also prepares you for this exam.
How did you get all the study materials? What all did you refer to? Did you study from the books or some handouts or some full length study material provided by Rostrum Legal or any other online platform? How did you manage mocks? Like, how did you do all these things? Like, how did you balance your studies with in like concern to your study materials?
Ma'am, as far as material is concerned, the very first thing that I bought was this CLAT guide. I forgot the publisher's name. That it was a really thick book of containing all the basic material of all the subjects and the previous year questions as well, and some practice questions as well. But I couldn't complete the book. I only studied till the jurisprudence and constitution part, as I mentioned earlier. And from then, I relied on Rostrum Legal's material. I think again, to reiterate what I said earlier, the compilation was really neat. It was really highly organized. This is what I really liked about the Rostam Legal's material. That the basics of every subjects were there. And then there were classes as well. If, in case you are confused while studying, there were classes as well to clarify those concepts. And then there were the compilation of case laws, both recent case laws and the landmark cases. And they were also categorized by year basis and then by subject basis as well. So yeah, this is all the material that I relied for my preparation.
So, when we talk about the important subject, as per of course weightage of marks in the examination, this year we saw that there are certain subjects like constitution, criminal law, environment. Like we were surprised to see three passages from environmental law, then transfer of property act. So all these subjects carried a lot of marks. What was your reaction when you saw these passages in the question paper and you realized, okay, so much has been asked from these subjects?
I was not surprised all that much because consortium of NLU is known for these kinds of surprises. They threw these kind of surprises at regular intervals. So I was not surprised, and since I was prepared with every like I have dedicated time to every subject. I was not thinking that okay, constitution से इतने सवाल आएंगे ही आएंगे या jurisprudence से इतने सवाल आएंगे ही आएंगे. I did not prepare it like this. I gave equal importance to every subject. Obviously, I'm not saying that I didn't give more importance to constitution. I have obviously dedicated more time to it, but it was not like I dedicated like I did not give importance to other subjects as well. Like I gave importance to other subjects, and that really helped. Because again, consortium is known for changing the pattern, changing the questions.
And what about mock test? Did Rostrum Legal's mock help you in any way?
Yes, ma'am, it was actually a huge help. The thing is with exam like CLAT PG is that the syllabus is so vast. I mean, there are so many case laws, there are so many recent case laws as well, and there are so many subjects that it is, if you are not a human genius, it is very difficult to complete the whole syllabus. So mocks actually help you a lot, not only at revising and refreshing what the recent developments are, but also it helps you to build the acumen and consistency and you can say temperament to give the actual exam on the actual date. I think solving 120 questions in 120 minutes and reading all the passages, that can only be built by giving marks. And again, as I have said earlier, Rostrum Legal's mock were actually very close to what the actual exams were. Maybe the passes length was shorter in the Rostam Legal's mock, but again, consortium is varies the pattern in every year. So I would not fault Rostam Legals at that. But other than that, I think one also surprising thing that while I was giving the exam was that I saw various passages which I saw in the Rostam Legals mock. So that again also was very helpful.
Talking about surprises, tell us how did you manage the time in your question paper? Like when you saw the question paper, were you prepared enough that okay, yes, I'm prepared for all 24 passages in 2 hours, and because you practiced mock so much, you were like good to go? Or did you made some current strategy then and there and you like applied it? How did you manage your time in your examination?
There was not enough time to manage anything, to be frank. I just studied the passages and I was solving questions as fast as I could. There was not the only thing that I was looking at that were the questions that were being asked were directly asked from say case laws. Like there, I think the questions can be bifurcated in two types of question. One that you can answer from the inferences from the passage, and one that are directly asked. Say what is the name of the jurist that said this and that, or what is the name of the judge which gave this judgment, or what is the bench name. So I was actually looking at first two three para. I was looking at whether the questions are like in number are like more direct or they are more from the inferences that I can draw from the passage. And once I determined that, I was just solving all the questions at breakneck speed.
Okay, so what were the major challenges which you faced during your preparation? Also, tell us how did you manage your time while you were preparing? Like, of course, there are so many things to do. Students get to balance their college life and their preparation. Like, there are so many challenges for a student who is going to appear in a competitive exam like this. So, what were the major challenges which were faced by you during this time?
As I said, in the last month I was at home, so there was Diwali and there was Chhat. I'm from Bihar, so there was Chhat as well. So for the first 10 to 15 days of November, I could not study a lot. But after that, I did like in the last 15 days, I studied. In college, there is I actually am not able to tell you how I manage time because whatever free time I had, I dedicated to studying. So I'm actually bad at making routines and following it as well. So I just set my target that okay, I need to complete this much of like portion of the syllabus in this much of time, and then I just go on. Like I don't make a daily routine or something like that. The major challenges I think would for any person who is preparing sort of appearing for CLAT PG would be that there would be some amount of time that that person would be pursuing their BA LLB in their respective college. So obviously you need to manage studies and the preparation as well. So that time management actually becomes sort of crucial. So what can I say in this regard is that again I'm at a loss when it comes to managing daily routine.
Sometimes we are just out of words. We can feel so much, but we cannot explain or express ourselves. So,
Yes,
yeah, I actually understand what you're trying to express and what you're going through and what you have gone through during this time. But, yeah, like everyone who will have this journey will definitely understand and connect to you, right? Yeah.
sure.
Okay. So tell me one like thing which everyone must do and one thing which they should not do. Like when we talk about do's and don'ts, what would that be? Like your guidance or your advice to our future students.
I think one thing that you should not do is that focusing too much time on learning everything of every statue. That should not be your goal. That is not something that consortium asks you to do, right? I've known people. I know people like in this particular exam as well who have dedicated much of their time in learning all the important things of every statue, and they did not do as well. So that is one thing that you don't need to dedicate a lot of time to learning everything in every statute. You should have understanding of basics of everything, every statute, obviously, and you would have gotten it by through the law school journey that you are going through and you have been through. And secondly, one thing that you must do is give mocks. That is absolute. That is an absolute must. I also known people, though those who did not give mock or those who did not dedicate enough time to solving mocks. I've given CLAT UG as well. Earlier, I was preparing for IIT, so I've given that as well. I know people who are preparing for NEET have given. So the common thing that I personally see in all these exams that I've given and I've seen people giving it, that those who give mock are usually very are successful. Those people who are successful, out of them, if you see, majority of them give very sort of, they are very dedicated to giving mocks, and they sort of prepare from it. And those people that don't do as well are people who do not dedicate their time to mocks. So I think that is very important. Mocks not only help you build temperament, but it also helps you to recognize where you are weak and where you are strong, and then you can build on that. That wherever you are weak, you can improve on it. And mocks give you that window to see where the scope of improvement lies.
Okay, so basically, one piece of advice every future CLAT aspirant must take from you is practice makes a man perfect. If you take mocks, if you revise, if you make sure that you are brushing yourself and you are like making sure whatever you have studied, you are constantly revising it, in the long run, that will help you and make you successful. Okay, so on that note, we conclude this interview. Thank you so much, Utkarsh, for joining and helping our students, letting them know about the strategies which they can follow and which will make them successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Enhanced legal skills. Unlock success with Rostrum Legal.